Okay, hello and welcome to Modern Web Development Toolkit video series, part 5A. 5A, we're going to talk about Emmet, the editor plugin. 5B, we're going to talk about Bootstrap, which is a very natural partner for Emmet. First of all, let's talk about Emmet. Emmet is a editor plugin that lets you use code snippets, macros, just sort of speeds up your web coding. It's very easy to use. And so Emmet.io, of course, is where you would go to find out more about it. It's not a separate product. You have to get an editor that supports it. The documentation, however, is very good, walks you right through it. You can customize it. It's open source, cross-platform. Now the question is, where do you get it? Well, if you have any of these text editors, they're available as plugins. I am an Atom user myself, and so that's where I'm going to be using it. If you're using some online cloud-based IDEs like Code Anywhere or Ice Coder, then you can use them. It looks like there's a plugin for Vim. So you've got Emacs users, PHP Storm. You've got a lot of options. So let's get started. And let's fire this up. I've got my HTML page here, and it's really, really simple to use. The simplest way to use Emmet is just type a tag, an HTML or CSS tag, and press the tab key. Boom. That's it. It even puts your cursor in between the two tags so you can just start typing. Now, if this is the only thing you take away from this video, you're already going to be coding faster. But Emmet has so much more to help you work more efficiently, particularly if you're familiar with the document object model, or DOM. Okay, so let's go back to our owner list tag up there. Now, normally they're not found on their own. So let's add a list item. And the way to add a nested item is just to use the greater than symbol. And I'm going to put li. And then I'm just going to press tab again, and boom, now I have my unordered list, and I have a single list item. So the greater than operator lets you nest elements. Okay, so far, what if I want a div with a nested unordered list and a single nested item? And that did not work. Try that straight div. Well, li. Boom. There we go. That worked. I just kind of retyped the whole thing there. So that works great. This helps a lot. There's my open tag, close tag, and I can start writing here in the way I want to do. But wait a minute. Lists usually have more than one item in them. I mean, there's no point in making a list if you've only got one item. So let's just kind of go back to where we were. So I'm going to do the same thing, but now I'm going to do my list, and I'll put 4 list items in it. So there's my div tag, there's my owner list, and there's my list item, and then I type times 4. So I want to repeat this tag 4 times, and boom, there it is. Very, very simple. Okay, well, fair enough. Now, what if I want a div with a heading followed by a paragraph and then a list of 4 items? Oh, okay, fancy. So in other words, I want the heading and the paragraph tag and the unordered list to all be at the same level in my tree, and then the list item, of course, nested with the owner list. Okay. So we've already got that the greater than tag lets us nest tags. The times sign will let us do a tag multiple times. So far, so easy. So it's div, and I want to nest header 1. And I want to add a paragraph tag at the same level, so I do plus P, and then I want to add a unordered list at the same level, so that's plus UL, and then I want to nest my 4 list items, which we've done before, right there. And let's see what happens when I do that. And look at that. I am all set to go. This is awesome. So the plus sign adds elements at the same level. The greater than sign adds elements at the next level down. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Let's get a little fancy here. What about ID and class? So in other words, usually when we want to work with div tags or similar tags, we're going to give them a name. We're going to put them as part of a class. So how do we do that? Turns out very, very easy. So let's say I want to have a div tag that is ID of foo with a class of bar. So there's my div. Now to give it an ID of foo, I just do # foo, and the dot gives me the class of bar. So let's see if that works. Boom, look at that. Yes, very, very simple, very, very easy. And that should really, well, maybe we want multiple classes, particularly if you're working in something like Bootstrap, which we'll talk about in the next video. If you want multiple classes, sometimes you do. So for example, in Bootstrap, you might have class equals navbar space nav. So let's try that again. Well, let's do div pound foo. There's our ID, and we want to give it a dot. We just separating with dots. So boom, there we go. So div ID equals foo, class equals bar1, bar2, bar3. So if you've got some nested classes, very, very simply used. That's enough to get on with for now. You can go to docs.emmet.io, find out more about using Emmet. I guarantee you once you start using it, you will never want to use an editor that does not have Emmet support. So we'll see you in a bit with Bootstrap.